And what is up, all you YouTube viewers and YouTube fans? It is me and yours truly, Brandon Murphy, here on YouTube, as well as you folks may know me from my Twitch channels under Brandon the Yellow Koopa. Remember them all. Nope. Remember them all, folks. So you have to, at some point, some way, somewhat, and of course, folks, some win. And before I begin my review of all of SMG4's videos that we've folks been through, I just like to say, folks, and announce that we got until 2 more days until I start streaming again on Twitch. Which, as I said during my last week's video, that I will be starting to do more murder and mystery games with new content. Like I'll probably return to me playing Ace Attorney Investigations, as well as I will be playing Apollo Justice, but without me doing voices or any of the sort, since I still can't find any, which is why I'm saying this right now. That if you guys want to, if you folks like, which it would mean a lot to me, I would appreciate if I could get some peeps to doing character voices like I sometimes do in my videos and also on my streams. And you know, if not, then my game plan is I might not just do voices for characters in Apollo Justice or Ace Attorney Investigations. I will, however, continue doing voices in Danganronpa because that's kind of my thing. And furthermore, we still got that new game that I got on Steam called Blueprints. Not that whole diagram or crime scene diagram or any of that stuff that is being played out. No, we're talking about, folks, the actual Blueprints game that I saw most streamers and YouTubers play. And I think, folks, it will be a fun ride for me to play on, and as well as share on stream, and many other good stuff that is going to come around and go around. So, Mia. That's kind of basically what the game plan is going to be. But, anyway, you guys are not here to hear me talk about that stuff. You guys are here to probably here to listen to me brag about SMG4's creations from his first as what he would call it, the War of the Fat Italian arcs and franchises. So let's jump into it. So, as we folks all here know and remember, from SMG4's first War of the Fat Italians, folks actually started with right after. Excuse me. One moment. Excuse me, I had to stretch. It started off right after Maggie and... No, it actually... Okay, let me stop myself for a sec, catch my breath, and rephrase what I'm doing the best I can to say. It actually started off when Mario or with this video SMG4 called and made, which is if Mario was in Splatoon. And well, that was the first time Splatoon characters like Maggie, us Inklings, and Octolings such as me and yours truly, Brandon Murphy, here on YouTube, as well as you folks may know me from my Twitch channels, Brandon the Yellow Koopa, meets up with Maggie Spencer for the first time, and even us Inklings and Octolings, of course. And throughout the whole video, Mario and Maggie, they both had a great time. But things went downhill after Waluigi later on went to Nintendo, and he's like, "Wah, this is not fair. I want to be in the Smash Bros. Game." Wah. But Master Hand's like, you didn't say the magic word. So that kind of ticked off Waluigi in so many ways and areas that didn't make him happy. So luckily, he found a way that will turn SMG4 in the gang into his puppet. And that is that A or T pose that we folks probably do in Team Fortress 2 and whatnot. And that drove Mario and the gang to probably go AWOL or some sort, I don't know. But my point is, is that Mario and the gang fixed the A pose or T pose or whatever pose Waluigi cooked up, and that's when the whole War of the Fat Italian stuff began, with one of those kid games that we all do. It, for example, would you rather do this or would you rather do that kind of game? And well, it turned out that we still had a battle going on between SMG4 and Mario, except it was all controlled and composed by Waluigi and Atari, of course. So what they had to do is backfire Waluigi's plan, and so on and so forth. And that was the first, well, probably not the first, but the second, third, maybe even fourth War of the Fat Italians video that came around, or that SMG4 made. And then moments later we had other arcs in War of the Fat Italians, including like stuff like that one arc where Maggie was finally turned into a human being, but still getting used to being a human being, which I kind of know that feeling. It's like, how do we explain this? It's like Disney's The Little Mermaid, where Ariel made a deal with Ursula, the sea witch, that Ariel wanted to become a human being because she's tired of being a mermaid or mergal or whatever. And that's what um that's what this here so-called Frankie's arc came around, because after this whole if Mario was in Splatoon 2 game that Meggy and Mario did, Disty, one of Meggy's arch rivals and friend, sacrificed her life to save Meggy, but in the end, let's just say things didn't go well for Meggy, or even when her arch rival and friend Dusty got stab, as people who plays Team Fortress 2 knows about that taunt kill. And it's not just one taunt kill. We have folks many taunt kills in Team Fortress 2, like say the engineer and his gunslinger that has that ability to rev up his gunslinger and starts doing that twister punch against his enemies. There's also the medic that uses his Uber saw and or Vadasaw, whatever it's called. Oh, stupid. Oh god, so tired. But anyway, you folks get what I mean, though. All I'm saying is that there's been so many taunts that Francis done to Dusty, and that made Meggy so unhappy, so unpleasant, that I too was not happy of one of us octolings or inklings dying in the hands of Francis or Frankie. So yeah. So after that whole arc, we see Meggy being a human being, just like, again, Disney's The Little Mermaid, where Ariel signed a deed with Ursula the Sea Witch, mainly because Ariel's tired of being a mermaid or a mergirl, and she wants to be a human being. We get that. But how do you how do you compose, control, and possess that human body? Well, that's where Mario and the whole gang comes in, as they are doing the best they can to teach Meggy how to become a human. And well, jumping to after all that, we jump to another arc where not to mention another War of the Fat Italian movie where oh, excuse me. Oh gosh, sorry. We jump to another War of the Fat Italians where movie or bit where one of our famous YouTube creators or owners, not to mention managers, which, by the way, if YouTube is watching this, I apologize if I'm calling people out, but I can't remember her last name, but I'll just say this out loud, so that in memory of Sarah, the manager of YouTube, before we had folks like a new YouTube manager and whatnot, we had a battle between one of those, once again, would you rather do this or would you rather do that game. Then we came to a rapping. Then we came down to a, as the ERP would say, we come to now one of those folks as that we folks pretty much hear every time on YouTube. And that thing we always hear on YouTube is us coming down to a epic rap battle of something. And this epic rap battle, folks, I approve, especially when SMG3 and SMG4 used the remote to turn Maggie's voice, which I still won't miss or forget. Lizzie Freeman playing Maggie before we had folks Elsie Lovelock. Playing as Maggie. And now, after all that was done and over with, the remote controls will never be seen again until like the future arc that was probably before SMG4's last video. But we'll get to that in a moment. For now, let's talk about other arcs in movies. Like for instance, but yeah, after all that War of the Fatalians movie was over, we now come to another yet arc or movie where we had all the SMG characters in the video, including SMG 0 through 4. SMG4. No, sorry. We had folks SMG 0 through SMG 4. But something was not right, or things didn't go well in this arc that I'm about to explain. And it all starts out with as SMG4 went cuckoo crazy in his room after the whole announcement that we were supposed to get a new Super Mario Bros. Game for the Nintendo Switch, which I folks still don't have anymore. I used to, but that was before I folks went all Disney's Wreck-It Ralph and said to my Nintendo Switch, "I'm gonna wreck you." Mainly because, just like Team Fortress 2, we got to deal with spawn campers. I just folks can't accept or tolerate spawn campers, especially in Splatoon or Team Fortress 2. Yet Valve, Gabe Newell, Steam, and even this year we are still dealing with that, with those people that are spawn camping. And I apologize if I'm getting off topic, but it's just a little something that we all need to stop doing, and that is spawn camping. Like, sure, spawn camping at people's turf or spawn camping at people's base just so that you can freaking win the game or win this stupid match of yours. Yeah, we get that and understand, but don't be, just don't be a jerk and go constantly spawn camping our base. End of story and discussion. Because this is how people always leave the game. When people leave the game, it's mainly because of what you guys are doing, and that is spawn camping, and it's not okay. And I know this because let me just say that yesterday I've seen dozens of people just rage quitting out of rage quitting from Team Fortress 2 just because we're spawn camping them when we probably both shouldn't. And that's my reason for it. I'm letting people know right now that that we need to change that. We need to make sure that you guys don't spawn camp people so that people don't have to leave the game. Because again, when people leave the game, especially in Splatoon 3 or Team Fortress 2, that means you people have to go find a different match and so on and so forth. Okay, so just saying out loud and right now, folks, as a little heads up or reminder, don't spawn camp, okay? Unless you guys want to be like this guy and I apologize for saying this word in front of YouTube, but like I said, I've been through this experience when it comes to people like Pub Wiener, Chicken Diener, whom I stream snipe, by the way, and plenty of other people I stream snipe on Twitch and whatnot. Spawn camps me and my whole entire team. Or let's put in another example, and not just call people's names out or anything, but let's say DJ Particle, Epic Xander, GC, and finally it's Kill Me Subs, whatever, man. All I'm saying is that those people, including Pub Wiener Chicken Diener, who plays Team Fortress 2, that is now playing this game on Steam called Arena Breakout Infinite, just quit it. Or as Tide Pod's YouTube short would say, quit being a B word. Except I'm gonna say, quit being a jerk. Simple as that. Quit spawn camping, quit being a jerk, and continue having fun. Because I know where you live, and I know what you're doing, and it's not okiki for you people to spawn camp in people's area. Base like this, okay? End of discuss. That's all I gotta say, man. So, just quit it. Quit being a jerk. And have fun. So, Mia. But anyway, back to the arcs and movies and SMG4's videos. Yeah, man. Let's say what was I saying? Oh yeah, something about SMG4 not being okiki. But yeah, when SMG4 was not feeling okiki, as much as it hurted us all watching SMG, or not watching, but it's more like us seeing SMG4 not being all happy about himself because he wants to make a perfect video, which I gotta admit, folks, it kind of creeped me out, man. In a discussion, it folks really creeped me the fuck out when SMG4 had to raise the red flag and when he gone completely mad. And we folks even remember that countdown that where we had to wait for SMG4 to make this video. It really, folks, scared the heck out of me. It's like you're in one room, you're staring at a man just doing his very best to make a video, but to me, man, it's just not okiki at all. So, Mia. So after that arc, and we managed to save SMG4, which I still folks gotta say that I kind of miss the old castle. I miss the good old days where we folks had lots of fun there, especially with Princess Peach, even though nobody cared about her but me. Cause let's think of this in a perspective. If let's say if Super Mario Bros. Did not have a princess, nor have any princess at all, it would still just be it would just be Mario Bros. Where we both would just have penguins. No, not penguins. What was those little guys? We had butterflies. We had, we folks had also crabs. We had those little fireballs that we had to dodge every time they spawn. Let's not forget to mention, folks, the Koopas, like my Twitch channel avatar and whatnot. And we would be destroying those little guys instead. But no. Instead, Nintendo and Illumination, and let's not forget to mention another company that made Super Mario Bros. With Bob Hoskins and that other voice actor from Ice Age, John Wick, all that good stuff. Who played Luigi, had to have a princess, and that's why I'm saying, folks, that we can't be too mean to Princess Peach, man. We gotta, spread some love to her, man. Pretty much all I'm saying. But anyway, and I know I'm skipping a lot of skipping a lot of arcs and movies, but I just want to get to the point of other arcs and movies. Like, for example, this next one we had to deal with, and this was, folks, when we finally had LC Lovelock playing Mickey Spletzer. We had, folks, this Western Spaghetteria. We had, folks, even this new War of the Fat Italians, where we had to take down Mario, being controlled by what's his name? Marty or Mario or whatever his name is. In a paper cupboard or whatnot. And honestly, man, I just don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate where um, Mario's being controlled in this big old hotel casino level where you have to go undercover and rescue Mario and such. Which is why I'm pointing out right now. As an advice, and none of you out there don't have to take my advices if you guys don't, if you guys have to. But I'm just saying that that we can't. What's the word? Ding nabbit. It's like it's like this. If let's say, for example, sorry about that. I had to turn the volume down on my TVs, but my point is still standing. If we're being composed, controlled, and possessed by a cupboard named Marty or Mario, then just don't, man. And another thing is, don't go to casinos unless you're like my age, which is 37 years old, and so on and so forth, okiki. Because hotel casinos are, well, they're kind of like this video game I used to play, folks, on Steam before they shut it down. And that is Pokemon the Inventory 1 and 2, where you can't even get your Team Fortress 2 items and such no more. But you can still have like a lot of fun with the game. So there's, but back to the arc. And what fi? After we dealt with Marty, the cupboard, and so on and so forth, we come to now, folks, another arc and movie where we have Mr. Puzzles taking us to a certain western land and movie, which is why, folks, I love and adore, not to mention appreciate LC Lovelock playing Meg, not just playing but voicing Maggie, because in this Western Spaghetti movie, which we've already seen, it comes down, folks, to, well, well, as I already uncovered so many of SMG4's movies and arcs, including the way he's copied Mr. Puzzles and SMG4 copywriting stuff off our favorite shows like Blue's Clues, for example. There's also Scooby-Doo, maybe Shrek, or any Walt Disney fairy tale movies. And finally, there's this last one that I, folks, hardly forgot or remember. But the last one, folks, was just really, what's the word I'm looking for, man? Really piqued my interest because, well, let's just say after we dealt with Mr. Puzzles more than once, we had to deal with another situation. And that other situation was where we had one last movie or arc where we had to deal with Mr. Puzzles in a epic rap battle of something that I folks enjoyed it. I mean, Maggie and SMG4's saved Mario. They to put it more to put it more simply, let's just say that they risked their life to save Mario from Mr. Puzzles, and that, folks, made my day happy. But then came to this last movie and arc. And that last movie and arc was when we, and again, folks, I apologize if I'm skipping ahead to and missing a lot of arcs and movies, but you gotta understand, I'm just covering up most arcs that my folks have seen and cared about. For example, and hear me out for a sec. I appreciate, I liked, I loved, and I even acknowledged and accept that where SMG4 and Maggie was going through with this arc and War of the Fat Italians gig where they had to get Miyamoto involved. I folks appreciate that they had to bring that arc and save Nintendo. And I do appreciate the new looks as well. What I don't like is this Funky Kong guy doing the best he can to become a lawyer. It's just not my cup of tea or cup of coffee, if you folks get what I'm saying here, because it just doesn't feel like a real courtroom. And trust me, I'm no expert at lawyer stuff, but I have been playing a lot of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney games, which is why I'm announcing that in 2 days I will be playing Ace Attorney Investigations, Apollo Justice, and so on and so forth. I just won't be voice acting or role playing any character unless I get, like, folks, some voice actors or help from you viewers out there may or may not watch this video. Okay. So, yeah. But all I'm saying, man, is if there's gonna be a if there's gonna be a courtroom involved, not to mention an epic rap battle, you got to at least throw in Mr. Wright, because he's been through a lot of Ace Attorney games. He's been through lots of stuff with his friends Athena Sykes and Apollo Justice, now that I'm bringing up that game and his name up. Yeah. I say, man, just let Mr. Wright be at the home plate and take a swing at against Funky Kong, okay. But anyway, moving on to the final point of this video. And we're nearly getting close to the end anyways. I just want to savor the last arc for that or the Fat Italians video for last, that while it is sad that we're gonna miss Mr. Puzzles and Mr. Weapons, we first gotta look at this at an angle. Like, and hear me out. Sure, Mr. Puzzles and Mr. Weapons was not at the top of their game. They were not acting like themselves. Which is why I'm glad that they put Mr. Weapons and Mr. Puzzles in a solitary confinement. But at the end of the video, it felt like they did the right thing. Just like I should have done the right thing, but I still won't, because it's my life, my body, and so on and so forth. That I can do whatever I want, except the fact that I can't pay my own rent, I can't pay my own bills, and so on and so forth. At least not yet. Anyway. But what goes to show is that even if Mr. Puzzles and Mr. Weapons are long gone, they'll still always be in our hearts. Kind of like One Shot Randall will still be in my heart, even if he was the bad guy in Western Spaghetteria. And he probably done some bad things that he probably should have, like, I don't know, man. Let's just say that he should be like Mr. Puzzles and Mr. Weapons. And that's pretty much what I like to share today. And I hope this helps everybody out there that still appreciates no, I wish, pray, dreaming even better that everyone enjoys SMG4's content as well as my content, because like I said, in 2 days tops, I will start streaming again on Twitch under Brendan DL Koopa. Remember them all, folks, so you have to at some point, some way, someone, and of course, folks, some win. And one last final thing I'd like to share and explain before I sign off is that starting Monday, folks, I may or may not continue the Super Mario World gameplay, as well as I may not also continue me discussing, reacting, and reviewing stuff like SMG4 or any content, because I don't want to get in trouble by YouTube. So that's pretty much all I like to share and explain. But if you folks want content, you can guys check out my Twitch channel, as I got folks clips there and many other good stuff. Alright, but for the time being, and with that being said, I am yours truly, Brandon DL Koopa. Brandon Murphy here on YouTube. God damn it, I almost said my Twitch name. But Speaking of Twitch names, I am indeed, folks, Brandon Murphy here on YouTube, as well as you folks may know me from my Twitch channel under Brendan the Yellow Koopa. Remember it all, folks, so you have to at some point, some way, someone, and of course, folks, someone. Saying to you all, goodbye, auf Wiedersehen, Francois, sayonara. See you folks in about 2 days, tops. And as the band Puya singing their hit single and album Fundamental, saying, go folks, keep it simple. Alright, and with that, I am done, I am gone, I am leaving the ballpark, bye.